my YouTube world. We got a lot of information to cover in this series. We're going to talk about bidding, snow removal in this series. Number 3, baby. We talked about liability in the first series. We talked about should you get into it. It's a decision you have to make. In series 2, we talked about the basic equipment that you would need. In series 3, we're going to talk about bidding. The series that everyone's been waiting for. You won't find this information. No one will give you what I'm about to give you. Nobody. Not even on the forums. But here we go, baby. Let's go. We got a lot of information to cover, a lot of ground to cover. So you're going to have to watch this video about 5.6 times. That's right. You're going to have to watch 5 times and then a half a time just to get it all. So we're going to talk fast. We're going to move. We're going to keep you grooving. We're going to keep going. Let's go. Here we go. Ready? Get your pen. Try to get it all down. All right. Number 1. There's 2 areas in snow removal that I like to look at when considering bidding and considering getting into it. 1 is homeowner driveways. 2 is small commercial. Now listen, if you want to know about the large commercial stuff, I'm going to tell you a channel and a place where you can go. Dirt Monkeys University with Stanley Jenidak. I cannot help you with the large stuff. I'm a very small snow removal. I do very well at it. I know my numbers, which you're about to see here in a minute. And so if you want to learn about the big part of it, dealing with management companies and all of that stuff that work at the big box stores with the loaders and all of that stuff, this isn't your channel. We're talking about 1 or 2 truck outfit. It's going out doing small commercial, plowing and salting, maybe some residential driveways. That's what we're going to talk about. So don't be disappointed in this video if I don't start talking about Bobcat. I don't own a Bobcat, don't want a Bobcat. Don't own a loader, don't want a loader. I don't suggest working for management companies. I don't care who the management company is. I think they're ripping everybody off. I can't stand them. If they call you, don't do any work for them. Because what they do is they try to make you jump through hoops to get paid. Let me give you an example. A buddy of mine was a general manager of a big box store. I'm not going to say which box store. And the snow removal contract was signed to a management company for about $45,000. The management company then in turn tried to resell that contract to someone else for about $20,000. So they would make, you know, what is that, $25,000. There's nothing wrong with that. Here's the problem with it though. The additional $20,000, they'll give you the contract for $20,000 for that year. You think, oh man, that's a lot of money. Here's what they do though. Let's say 7 inches of snow fell overnight. These box stores don't open until 7 o'clock in the morning, but you got to clear the lot. You got to get everything ready. And all of a sudden, there's no shift manager there yet. You're trying to clear the lot at 3 o'clock in the morning. So what they want you to do is they want you to get a shift manager to sign off on it. They want you to take a before and after picture. Then they want you to email the before and after and the signature from the shift manager. The problem is the shift manager's not in the store, so you can't do it. So all of a sudden that process breaks down, and then you can't get your paycheck in time, and then everything's backed up for all year because they want 45 to 60 days to pay you to process, and they want you to do it in that specific manner, in that order. And then all of a sudden, if you can't do it in that delays payment. Well, we got to do this. We don't know if you really did it. Let me tell you the trick. That's the trick. The trick is they made $25,000 on the contract, but now they also want to make more money on the $20,000. So what their job is to do is to basically make you jump through hoops to get paid. Here's my suggestion for management companies. Anyone, if they call you, here I'll do. Hello? Yes, this is so-and-so management company. You're interested in me doing one of your big box stores? Absolutely not. You gotta be crazy. If everyone in America would do this, we'd get rid of these management companies, and what would happen is we can get back to servicing clients and getting paid at a good rate. That's my rant. I hate management companies. I've never been screwed over by a management company because I won't take their work. So, that's enough about management companies. So, residential driveways. Now, that's the addendum. If you want to learn how to, the loaders and everything, Dirt Monkey University, Stanley Jenidak, go see my man over there. Good guy. I've talked to him quite a bit over the past year. Good guy. Now, let's get back on track. Let's get this information rolling. Residential driveways. A basic residential driveway, you know, I would charge about 25 to 30 bucks. 25's minimum, 30. You know, if it's a lane, then you could charge whatever you want to charge. I like to use Toro snow blowers, the Power Clears, and then after that, the Honda. Single stage, because you can throw it up and down in the truck, and you don't need a plow to do that. You can line them up, 25, 30 bucks. You do, 20 of those in a snowstorm. What, 20 times 30, that's 600. It's not bad. It's not bad money. 600, you get a few events a month. I know a guy last year just started doing this last year, and he did over $6,000 last year in the winter. Good money. Here's where I think the money is at snow removal. Like going into insurance office places, going into like smaller banks that are not taken over by management companies, smaller local businesses that need their lot cleared and they want you to put down salt. If the company does not want you to put down salt, you have to have them sign, hey, listen, I need the property manager or the owner of the business to come out and sign this and say, listen, I do not want you to put down salt. So if someone falls during a storm, it's not liable on you. Goes back to liability. So how do you bid that? The very first thing you do, if you have a mowing business, generally you're going to have commercial properties, one or two. So what you want to do is you want to go to that person and say, would you be interested in letting our company take over the snow removal and ice melt on your property? And they say yes. Okay, now you're like, oh man, how am I going to bid this out? I don't even know what to do. My trusty measuring wheel. I length times with the parking lot, length times with the areas that I need, and I come up, let's say it's a 10,000 square foot lot. Very small lot. I like small lots, in and out. It really helps during a storm when you get a lot. If you've got big complexes, you're going to get tied up there, and it's only going to take a 10-inch storm to back you up, and that's when the liability hits in. I service about six small businesses in my local area, and I just service them, and I just go one right after another. I try to stagger the opening times, meaning this. When I go into a business, I'll say, would you be interested? And they'll say, yes, Johnny. And I'll look on the wall. When do you open? When does your first employee arrive? When does this parking lot need to be safe for traveling in? Get that time, write that down. Make sure that you don't have a bunch of openings at the same time. If you have 7 places that need to be open at 8 o'clock, whoo, baby, you're going to be humping. It's going to be a long day because you ain't getting all of them. All right, so stagger your opening time. Woo, right there, that tip right there, baby. That tip right there is worth $500. I'll leave at the end of this video, I'll leave you my name, number, address, and I'll expect a check in the mail. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you guys. Woo! All right, now listen. Length times width. So let's say the parking lot is 10,000 square feet. This is what it's going to take, though, for you to get into this. You're going to have to kind of know the going rate in your area. Snow removal rates are different in different parts of the country. So let's say it's $4 a 1,000 square feet. So that's $40 for the lot, plus a $20 stop charge. That would be $60 for the lot, and then an additional $60 to salt it. So it's $60 to plow it, $60 to salt it. Now, you can play with those numbers. I'm giving you an example, but that's how I do it. Now, sidewalk work. Okay, now I'm looking at the sidewalk. How long would it take you to clear a sidewalk? Is it a long sidewalk? Does it go around the block? Is it half a block? Is it just the front of the building? My minimum to do sidewalks is $20. So what's that mean? So let's say you got a little sidewalk sitting in the front of your place. I'll clear it for $20 and I'll salt it for another $20. So there's $40, $120, so that's $160 for that property, okay? Now, I want to read you something I wrote a few years back about salting, because this is where a lot of money is lost in the salting aspect of snow removal. Now, the salting part of it is just doubling the whatever the lot price is. So if I plow it for $60, boom, it's salted for $60. If I'm $20, then it's another $20. This is where you got to be exact. And because I'm small, I can know exactly how much salt I'm putting on. Even if you're a large company, I believe you need to have this formula. This formula, warning alert. Warning, warning, warning. This, what I'm about to read you, is a post that I wrote on Plowsight. I don't remember when I wrote the post, but it's been a long time. I printed it out. I'm going to read it for you. A guy was asking about salt. How much salt to put down? he didn't know, and nobody could answer him. They were giving him all kinds. So I decided to answer him, and because I had the same question when I got into it. It's a question that well, how much does it take to melt a lot? I'm going to give you what I've come up with. Works 100% of the time. 100%. The big companies don't even know. They take a big loader, they load you, and then you push a button and you put down salt and you melt it, and you don't even know if you're making money. 100% of the time. Now, I'm small and I can do this, but I've taken the time to break it down. I'm giving warning alert. What I'm about to read to you will change the way you do snow removal, and it will change your income when you're dealing with it. Because most guys, what they do is push a button in a truck. They have no clue how much salt's coming out. And what happens is they have no clue if they're even making money or not. Here you go. All right. Now, I'm going to assume it's sunny out, and if it's not, then you add a few more pounds per 1,000. Now, this is a cleared lot, just scraped to the pavement. Let me go over this. I scrape every lot. 1/2 inch, don't care. I'm scraping it. I don't melt a 1/2 inch of snow. I'm not wasting salt. You have to be economical with this stuff. A few years ago, we went through a salt shortage. It's very imperative that you know the salt rates. Now, if it's 28 to 32 degrees with sun, 8 to 10 pounds of salt per 1,000. So if it's a 10,000 square foot lot, 8 times 10 is 80 pounds for that. So 20 to 28 degrees, 11 to 14 pounds per 1,000. 13 to 20 degrees is 15 to 20. 0 to 12, you will need to be at 20 per 1,000 and keep driving over it, and or mag calcium mix. Anything below 0 for an extended time frame, you will need magic salt, magnesium, or calcium in the mix. There is a little trick that I use. If it's really cold and I'm just using regular salt, now I don't. I use the purple mixed with magnesium. It's purple salt, and it melts down to close to 0. But if it's really, really cold out, what I'll do is I'll take my warm tires. I'll run around the lot real quick when I salt it. I'll heat that salt up to start the melting process. That's a little... Woo, baby! What a trick! I gave you a tip, baby! Johnny Mo Tip ripping you apart in this video. Woo! I know guys will probably charge you about $50 for this information right here. I could write a book on just this video and charge you $49.99, and you would change your aspect. But you know me. I give. I don't take. It's more blessed to give than it is to receive. Oh, even a Bible verse in there today. We're really ripping it on this Monday, baby. I wrote this. The problem with your question is that most guys, even the so-called big boys, have no clue. They just set the spreader and go. The above formula works every time, never fails. I do not put more than 20 pounds per 1,000 at any given time. I always clear the lot. I am not a 1/2 inch melter type of guy. I run bulk salt. Now catch this. This is how far I broke it down. I run bulk salt in a 5-gallon bucket. So each 5-gallon bucket is $2.25. Catch that. $2.20. I broke it down so I know when I put it down how much that bucket is worth. So what I do is I went and bought a lot of buckets. And then I have the bulk salt dropped in front of my garage, and I shovel it into the buckets, and then I put the buckets on top of each other in my garage. And each bucket is roughly between $2.25 and $2.50 a bucket. I know how much salt, especially because I calibrate it. So when I bid a lot, I know exactly. I never go above 20 pounds per 1,000, ever. That is the bidding. I just hammered you. Now, we went over a lot of information. You're going to go back. You might want to slow it down so it sounds more like this. I don't go over 20 pounds per 1,000. Woo, baby, we gave it to you good there. I tell you what. Now, I just gave you the formula. I even gave you the pricing for it. You know, you got to decide how much it would cost for that lot. So let's say people are 10,000 square feet are doing it for like $40 a lot. So you got to be like 38, 42. So that's the price range you need to be at. Maybe you could do it for 35. I'm not sure. But you got to know the pricing point. Now, this next video is the how-tos. We're gonna go in and we're gonna teach you how to plow a lot and where to put it. Woo, baby! See you later!